Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Devin.
And this is Danielle.
And so I'm pretty sure you see the title of the video. So this video is going to be and it was kind of a recommendation, kind of something we were talking about anyway. But this is going to be a video on, I guess, a reaction to, I guess, all the nonsense with the beef between Dr. Boyce Watkins and Yvette Carnell, which both I respect equally. Because they both bring a lot to the table, and basically, so we're not gonna like touch like the shady shit. We're not. This is not a reaction video to talk about like she said that he ain't put me on and all. We're not. That's not what this video is about. This video is to talk specifically about, I guess, the issue at hand of what they were actually discussing before it got personal, which was. I guess the buying power of African Americans and the origin of where that narrative came from, as well as the data that supports or, in this case, disproves some of the information that has been talked about when we talk about black buying power. So they had on the guy. His name was Dr. Jared Bell, and this is a very, very intelligent guy.
I think it's Ball. I think it's Ball.
Ball? Oh, you're right. Jared Ball. Sorry about that. Dr. Jared Ball. He's a professor at Morgan State University. So he broke it all the way down, and through fact checking and verifying what he was talking about with this particular, well, I guess in modern time, because obviously black spending power, I guess the narrative with that goes back, a while ago. But for him specifically, he's been concentrating on it for like the last 10 years. He kind of like broke it down, and from one of the specific studies that they were doing. But so basically, this is the gist. So black buying power is kind of like a marketing strategy, if anything, to be able to, I guess, get black people to buy shit. To get black people to better find out what black people are buying and a better way to get that money from them. This $1 trillion spending power, in my opinion, after listening to this brother and also fact checking the references that he used to prove his point, which he doesn't really prove anything to me because I'm a novice in this, but I'm just breaking it down in plain English. He's spot on. And essentially, what this, well, one, the number itself doesn't necessarily probably have any validity in it. It's basically just based upon like research samples that really don't have any like concrete data to support like where these numbers are actually coming from. So for me, I want to address that particular part, and I want to talk about some of the things that I agree with. So I'll just say disclaimer, like, when we first was building our business, we listened to a lot of Dr. Boyce Watkins because he was kind of like that go-to person when it came to like money and black business.
To me, it just depends on how you receive the information.
Right.
Like, you can't be mad because you tried to buy this package that didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
So I mean, you
still got to do the work.
You still got to do the work. So specifically to this $1 trillion spending power that the black community supposedly has, and I'll say this: I respect Dr. Boyce Watkins. I continue to watch Dr. Boyce Watkins, but on this particular point, he's wrong. And the facts don't necessarily support the argument, and not just him, just actually a lot of us. So actually, this ain't even to Dr. Boyce Watkins. This is more so specific to just the theory of the $1 trillion black spending power and where that myth came from, its origin, which is still kind of funny, but also just more so in the modern time, talking about like how it impacts us and our perceptions.
But it's crazy because, I mean, really, when you use common sense, it don't even make sense, but they just keep saying it.
Well, but it sounds good though. It sounds good because it directly correlates with basically issues that we have in the community. So it's a way to like Yvette made a good point. He made a good point. It's basically just a way to make black people say, hey, it's your fault. It's the way that you're spending your money that's the problem, not the fact that you don't have no money that's the problem, which is actually factual. The data shows that we don't have no fucking money.
we just don't have no money. Try to make them feel better by saying, yeah, but you guys have all this spending and buying power.
Yeah, you have all this spending and buying power, and if you only start spending your money better, then you'll get out of this situation. Right. So I get that. That's
psychological. I mean,
it's a lot of things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with Yvette, I'm like all the way, like the vast majority the things that you said specific to black spending power and the wealth gap in between black people and white people, or in general the wealth gap as a whole, like I'm on your side on that particular part. Now where you lose me is when we get to the point of saying, like, the only thing we really need to do is just organize around black politics. Now I've been watching Yvette for a while, and I agree. Like when you watch Yvette, you have to come in with a certain type of mindset that Yvette is very specific about her politics, and I respect that. I just think that we can chew gum and walk and chew gum at the same time. You know, I think that black business and black industry is just as equally important as black politics. I don't think that you can have one without the other. And right now, I think that we're having like a clash of the titans type of moment where we have somebody on one end saying that basically only way that we're going to fix this is through government. Period.
But she's saying that we need to find basically certain type of politicians. Well, that'll be a dime. I mean, that'll just be all day. Yeah. Besides us just outright being able to buy politicians, which will be much easier.
Yeah, it'd be much easier.
You can get it done.
I mean, because that's the current system that we have. That's the current system we have.
You still got to play the game.
You still got to play the game.
We're not even in the game.
At all.
So
I completely get from your standpoint that we have to organize and get government, whether it's local, state, or federal, we have to get them to move towards legislation that is beneficial to us because, to your point, those are our tax dollars that are being spent. Right. So I 110% agree with that. What I'm saying is that until that time comes, until black people grow those balls and say that we're actually going to take those necessary steps to actually be able to force government to do something on that, protesting and marching, this shit is not going to do anything. I have no problem
with, we're owed a lot.
Yeah.
like she said, we're owed a lot. So I have no problem with what she said on that front, but it's kind of like your way of going about it. I don't know if that's realistic.
Well, it's not that I don't think it's realistic.
It's not realistic if you're not saying that. It's not realistic. What she's saying is basically, whatever the guy is, I forgot his name. That's the mayor or somebody. She was.
Oh yeah, the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he passed away, but now his son is there.
Right.
Yeah.
How many of those are? How many of him?
Exist?
None. So it's kind of like it doesn't. It's not going to work unless we are basically holding the politicians accountable by buying their. I mean, like other.
Well, we can hold them accountable in different ways. We can buy them by holding them accountable, and we can also just vote their ass out and hold them accountable. But my thing is that both ways, on the business side, you got to have black businesses that are doing that are buying the politicians and holding them accountable for black interests, not for black capitalism. So we can't say, we can't down, like, well, you shouldn't try to start. I mean, because on her front, it's kind of like, she gives a very dappering viewpoint on it. Yeah, she does. I think from her standpoint, she said that it's just realistic because the data shows that we're poor.
Yeah.
The data shows that if something doesn't change and we inject a large amount of capital that technically only can come from the federal government, that is going to be a very hard fucking road.
Well, at that point, I don't know. If you're looking at it from that point, then it's like, what's the point? So I mean, it doesn't like. Well, it's like, what's the point? If you
listen to her, that is the case. She is saying, what's the point? But that's why I slightly disagree and say that, hey, I get some of the things that you're saying as far as like, because I say we live in a capitalistic society. I don't think that we should be capitalist. I just think that we have to be able to better operate in the system that we've been thrown into. And I think that black industry, if we can reteach what that means and build business, that's going to be the Band-Aid to get to where you're talking about. Reparations, that's not a matter of if, it's when, but also holding politicians accountable. That's not a matter of if, but when. Because we're not doing it.
We didn't hold
Obama accountable? I mean, so
we're not holding a black caucus accountable.
I mean, we got a lot of work to go.
She just gets on TV and what's the lady name? I forgot her name. I'm not even gonna bring her up. It's not even worth it.
Yeah. So, but
it's not.
But anyway, So from my perspective, I think that they're both right and both wrong at the same time. Yeah. I think that that's the problem that a lot of black people have, that we have as a community, is that we don't try to multitask. We just find like one person. We be like, oh well, I like the things that they saying because they're intriguing a viewpoint that you may have had at that moment. You're like, well, I just do. Well, maybe we should just do it that way.
No, just take.
Bits and pieces, yeah. I mean, like, it's okay to be able to have a diverse mindset, a diverse plan of action to be able to accomplish goals. Because if the only thing that we're saying that organize around black politics and that's it, well, we've been organizing for a while. I mean, we're gonna be waiting forever to get.
They want you, that's what they.
That's well. Keep marching. Keep trying to hold us accountable. You don't. This ain't your system.
With no power
at all. And the only power this country respects is only two things: actual capital or violence. Mm-hmm. Right now, we can't do anything about the violence because we would be slaughtered. You know, it's not even. It's. I wouldn't even recommend that as a first option anyway, because it's a losing battle. Why even offer that? It's negative. The outcome of that is pretty much self-explanatory. So what's the point? And then the only other one is economics. So if we don't fight on the capital side to control the system, then it doesn't really matter what you're talking about. All the organization in the world is not gonna matter if you don't have business. And we could talk about. I mean, like so. Another thing is. I get that it's probably on the extreme side from Boyce saying like, hey, quit your job while you're applying for jobs, all type of shit, start your business. I think that's just more so motivation because we need that as a community to be like, don't be dependent on them.
But that's the thing about it. He's just coming from an entrepreneur standpoint. That's how a lot of entrepreneurs talk. Yes. So that's just what it is. So
I don't take that literally like quit your job if you need your job. That doesn't even make sense. So like I said, we're not gonna get into the personal tit for tat that they going through. I think she gave a compelling argument for why she felt the way that she felt. I think that Boyce stood his ground, although on this particular issue, I do believe that he is wrong when it comes to, because this is actually terminology that I use. This is actually information prior to hearing it from Dr. Jared Ball, the way that and giving you the information to go back and be able to verify this. This number. I mean, but it's also not to say that black people don't have a lot of issues with what they spend their money on. Let's not say that. So some of this is your fucking problem. Some of this is your fault. But the way it's being phrased, the perceptions that we have is that we think that we can only change it if we just change the way we spend our money, and that part is not true. Yeah. And that's what I will give her credit for on that, because just changing your spending patterns isn't going to change what's going on to our community. Right. We have too many things going on. Way too many. So, that was just a pretty quick reaction video of that. Yeah. We will put out some more videos this week too. We got a few more coming up. But other than that, I mean, like, comment, subscribe. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Peace.